Sixer Nation, enough is enough. No more holding back. It is time. It is officially time to fire Doc Rivers, and I'm about to tell you why. Let's go.
Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Philly Take with RB, number one show for Sixers fans. You know the drill by now. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming content. Support us in every single way because good or bad, ups or downs, happiness or frustration, we will be here breaking it all down 24/7 every single day. But I got to be honest, last night I think I hit my breaking point yet again, because the Sixers, in a Doc Rivers repeated gesture, blow yet another lead in the final minutes of the game. They fall to the New York Knicks 106-104 in their home building. And man, it was just so sloppy. And honestly, I think it was one of the worst losses I've seen in a very, very long time. Just gut-wrenching to me. It's still early in the season, but it kind of feels like the ship could sink. It feels like it could already, and I'm just frustrated. The Sixers now starting with their worst record through 10 games since 2016. They're now 4-6. Back in that year, they were 1-9. And man, things just do not feel good. And yes, I'm about to tell you why it is officially time to let Glenn Rivers go. But before we do that, you're probably sitting there wondering, RB, where'd you get such a fire shirt? Where'd you get such a fire shirt? Well, let's hear about the sponsor of today's show, Into the AM. Into the AM is a men's premium apparel company based out of California. They've been rocking since 2012. And honestly, this is probably one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever worn in my life. You know, their goal, their vision is to bring both creativity and self-expression together. As you can see with the uniqueness of these designs, they have the basic tees, they have the advanced graphic tees, they even have hoodies, they have joggers. I was pleasantly shocked with how amazing those joggers were. Very lightweight, very smooth. Same thing with the shirts. There's a couple of the advanced graphic tees that they sent me. Shout out to them for hooking me up. I mean, you can just see their quality is different. You know, it's different. And I love both the idea of what they're trying to do as well as the quality and just everything they're bringing together. And the shipping was very quick as well. So yeah, go check out everything that they're trying to do. They have some of the best creators, best artists as well. You can get 10% off anything in the store right now by going and clicking that link down in the description. And they're doing a big bundle deal right now. 3 of these advanced, incredible graphic tees for $60. Plus, you can get the 10% on top of that by clicking that link down below in the description. So shout out to Into the AM. Go give them a look, man. But we need to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers because I am frustrated. I am hurting, man. I am hurting right now. We can talk about how Tyrese Maxey missed the final shot when he had that open three. We could talk about the Tyrese Maxey turnover. We could talk about Niang hitting such a clutch shot, bringing us back in it, and we were so close, and we're playing the free throw game. We could talk about how the Knicks had 14 turnovers in the first half. It was a sloppy game. We could talk about how that's their average per game, and they were turning the ball over like crazy, and the Sixers didn't take advantage of it. We could talk about how the Knicks went on a 7-minute scoring drought in the third to fourth quarter. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. This game was single-handedly lost by Doc Rivers and his decision to pull Paul Reed in the fourth quarter. I don't care what anybody says. All right, you can bring on the box score warriors who are going to look at this game. People are blaming Tyrese Maxey for this game. People are blaming Tyrese Maxey for this game. It's unbelievable to me. We're talking about this Tyrese Maxey that's averaging 30 points a game over the last 6. Last night, no James Harden, no Joel Embiid. Harden's going to miss a month. Embiid's battling a lot. We hope he's okay. Tyrese Maxey came out and tried to hold the offense together. He had a great game. Was he efficient? No. But he went out there and he had 31 points and he did his thing. People are actually blaming Tyrese Maxey for this game. Don't talk to me if you didn't watch the last 5 minutes of the game. This is me on Twitter about 10 minutes apart. I say, why are you taking Paul Reed out of the game? And 10 minutes later, I say, unreal, no words. We take out Paul Reed. We were up by 12 with 5.5 to go, and it got down to a 10-point lead. You take out Paul Reed, and boom, just like that, it evaporates. You try to bring Paul Reed back in the game, Doc Rivers did, because he realized he had messed up with 1.5 minutes to go, but it was too late. At that point, he brings him in. It's a 2-point lead. He's out of his rhythm and boom, squashed, over, done with. We're talking about Paul Reed that had 6 steals and 2 blocks. Yes, that Paul Reed. We're talking about off the bench. He had 16 minutes played at that point. He had 6 steals and 2 blocks and 4 rebounds. And the New York Knicks could not penetrate the paint. They could not get anything going. Paul Reed was the spark in this game. What does he have to do? What does he have to do? It almost feels like a pride thing at this point because we know the whole Paul Reed victory tour thing last year. Doc Rivers didn't want to admit he was wrong yet again, but we've seen this over and over and over again. And if, people want to say, oh, does this matter in the grand scheme of things, this game? No, it doesn't. I agree. It's a regular season game against the New York Knicks. But in the game, there is a game within the game. In hindsight, you have to see this. Part of the reason we lost to the Hawks in the playoffs was because Doc's poor management. And it's just over and over and over again. We lose games the same way. We did this early in the season, game 2 against the Bucks. People said, calm down. It's only the second game of the year. Doc Rivers came out and said, we're not ready to win yet. He comes out last night after the game. Oh, well, we didn't shoot well. No, we had the game won. I'm listening to Knicks fans. I'm on Twitter looking at Knicks fans. Not only did they think they were done yesterday, they thought they lost the game yesterday. They thought their season was done. They were ready to blow up their team again and fire the coach after yesterday's game. That's what New York Knicks fans were saying. We had them on the ropes. The game was over. And Doc Rivers, once again, failing to make situational adjustments and read the room, taking Paul Reed out just so he can play Trez, his guy, lost us that game yesterday, single-handedly. Did the Sixers play well all game? No. Were they efficient all game? No. Did a lot of guys step up? No. Did the bench step up in the first half? No. No. But the fact of the matter is you had the game won. You're up 12, and they were done. They were deflated. It was over. Nobody could get a bucket, and the main reason was because they couldn't even get into the paint because of Paul Reed's presence. And we squandered it. And you can't be losing games like that because the regular season, yes, you want to get a high seed. Wins matter because you want to get home court and all that stuff. The regular season is about creating an identity, and the way you play in the regular season is what carries over to the playoffs, and we've seen it time and time again. I should have listened to Clippers fans. Doc Rivers has done this everywhere he's gone. There's a reason he continues to blow leads. Am I saying he's the worst coach in the world? No. Does he do some good things? Yes. But his lack of situational adjustments, it kills us every time, and I can't take it anymore. If you don't believe me, shout out to my guy, Mr. Crockpot. He put this on Twitter of Paul Reed's highlights. Now, he says Paul Reed was subbed out with 5:30 when we had a 6-point lead. I think it was a 10-point lead, and his defensive rating was 72.1. He held the Knicks to 1-7 from the field. Just look at these couple plays. And tell me that Paul Reed was not a menace yesterday. Look at this. Fournier around the screen. Who pokes it away? Paul Reed does. Leads to an easy bucket in transition. This is at the end of the third quarter. Next play, early fourth, Fournier. Going to give it to Toppin, right? He's going to bring it in. Who blocks it? Paul Reed does. Leads to another bucket. Here's Shake Milton, Paul Reed. Reed goes in off the little step and gets an easy bucket. Sixers are pinning him down. And once again, Julius Randle, Fournier comes in. Who meets him? It's Paul Reed. They can't get into the paint. There's no way the New York Knicks could do anything. It was over. The Knicks were literally about to blow up their system after this game because of how bad they looked. Yes, no Harden, no Embiid. The Knicks should not have lost this game, but they stink too. Sixers had this game won. I'm not saying just off this game alone yesterday. I'm talking about in the grand scheme, in hindsight, we are going to continue to lose games like this because Doc cannot read the room. He cannot read the room, and it's very frustrating. It's very disappointing. And if you don't believe me, we call every game live. Go back yesterday. Yes, this is more of the condensed thoughts, the next day reaction. Go back in real time. I said it as soon as Reed came out of the game. The entire chat is spamming. Why is Reed coming out of the game? It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a top-level coach. It takes common sense to know that the guy who is racking up every defensive statistic and is making an impact on the game, you can see it with the eye test, okay? You leave that guy in to win the game. You could have been 5-5. You could have won the first game without Harden and Embiid and given us some confidence. We didn't know how this team would look without the glue piece of James Harden, right? Tyrese Maxey played his ass off. He had 31 points on his 22nd birthday. Tobias was balling. The bench stepped up late. The Wells Fargo was getting into it. There was a great run at the end, and Doc Rivers single-handedly lost this game. It's what he has done many times before and what will continue to happen. Honestly, the Sixers team needs a spark. They need a change. They need a change. And the fact that Doc will not take any accountability for once again blowing another game just blows my mind. And it's frustrating. The reason I'm hard on this team is because I see the level of talent. I see the expectations. This is supposed to be the year. And you have to figure things out. Yes, Joel Embiid being injured and whatever else is going on could derail us. James Harden, same thing. Hopefully he comes back healthy. But with the guys you have to figure out little ways to win a game. That is what a coach can do, and you have to optimize talent. And I'm sick at this point. I'm sick at this point. It's very frustrating. But those are just my thoughts after yesterday's game. Am I overreacting? Let me know. Or do you agree? Do you see the same type of thing going on? Sixers need to get this thing on the right track. Now we have some tough games. This is the tough stretch coming up. So we cannot sink too far, especially if Embiid's not playing and Harden, who's going to miss the next month, doesn't come back healthy. But those are just my thoughts. Give me yours down below in the comment section. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out Into the AM as well. Go get yourself one of these crazy advanced tees. And with that being said, appreciate everybody, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.